know what this means? This means that I'm comptrolling tonight. Let me hear you say, oh shit! Oh shit! Let me hear you say, chops! Ladies and gentlemen, Harmontown is now in session! Freak out! Thank you so much for coming down to tonight's show. Let's give it up for our resident dungeon master, Spencer Crittenden. Yes. Look at him. Look at him sit down with his bag of holding.
I got stuff.
You got stuff.
I got gifts.
You got gifts.
Just my presents.
Chips.
No. Animated gifts.
Animated gifts.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are in for a treat tonight. So, without any further ado, let's bring out the mayor of Harmontown. You know him. I love him. Mr. Dan Harmon. Thank you. Yes. That was
Oh, yeah.
This is a smooth groove we have.
Thank you so much. What an improvement from last week. We filled in some seats. That's nice.
We filled in some. Oh, Dan, you didn't have a lot of seats filled last week?
Oh yeah.
Who wasn't there?
Oh, wow.
Well, you know, Jeff's been out with his vocal surgery.
Right. So they didn't come because Jeff wasn't here, or somebody else?
A lot of our audience is racist. Brandon was controlling, so that always we get the racist.
Yeah, but I've been here when the place has been packed and Brandon's here. So I mean, I don't know. What else was missing?
All right, I guess maybe people like you.
Really?
I have no problem with people liking you.
Yeah, you do.
I have a problem with people not liking me, which really is counterintuitive, being me. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start to warm up to people liking you. You can come around whenever you want. Thank you for guest comptrolling. We have some interesting guests to talk to.
You were just talking to me right now.
Yeah.
People.
What?
You said you were warming up to me?
Yeah.
I've known you since you were 19. No, you're warming up to me. I can come around at any time. What kind of weird kind of talk is that to somebody who's your best man at your wedding? What are you talking about? Like you're acting like, oh yeah, I guess.
It's a compliment. He said he's warming up to you.
Hey, don't help him.
Do you guys, are you supposed to suck your gut in all the time?
Yeah.
Because it feels like that's a lie, but then people tell you, like fitness people tell you, suck it in, because that's like helping, but it's like, that.
I've heard that long-term sucking in your gut can cause problems because it's stretching it for way too long. But realistically, you probably won't keep it held for that long. So.
Right, you'll forget.
Well, this is bad. What you're doing right there is bad for breathing. You're supposed to breathe from your stomach, not from your chest. If your shoulders go up, that means you're breathing wrong.
Well,
so
I
your belly's supposed to inflate like a balloon. That's good. That's good. Right there.
Right here.
Yeah.
I went down a weird YouTube spiral. It was like a kind of a red pillish spiral where I can't remember how I ended up there, but I started learning about posture, and there were all these guys that were talking about nerd neck, they're demonstrating, and I'm like
let's see it.
Well, nerd neck, I definitely have it. It's like when the 45 degree, it has to do with, it starts with your shoulders moving forward, and then has something to do with your head, is heavy, so then things compensate, and then you get nerd neck.
Nerd neck. Nerd neck. Nerd neck.
So I guess if you just start moving your shoulders back and sticking your chest out.
Yeah.
And I was watching all these videos that were about alpha posture, and how you're supposed to send a signal. It's all about fooling women. I guess not fooling them because like no one's attacking us, so I guess it's not a lie if you're like I'm confident because you might as well be. But like the idea is to like expose more of your ventral surface to injury, which proves to the woman unconsciously that you don't have anything to worry about. Right. And that in turn means like maybe you have more fiefdoms or something like. Biologically, you know these guys.
Yeah,
like,
we know.
You know
That's
where
why
they end up.
That's why the most popular guys are giant fat guys with targets painted on their bellies.
Like that guy in the stock footage that gets shot with the cannonball.
Right, exactly.
Like,
everyone loves him.
That guy. You know how that guy died? Drowned in pussy. You were gonna say cannonball shot wound. Cannonball.
That's what you
cannon
call
wound.
it. Yeah.
Cannon shot wound.
Sure.
Do you think he cried like after the footage cut? He was just like, my tummy hurts, and then people would like look at him like, man, get over yourself. You guy gets shot with a cannon, and guy can cry a little.
I do want to know. I want to know, and also,
right,
like
Spencer?
that.
Yeah, no, those people are being really unreasonable to judge him for that.
Yeah.
That stock footage also is it's high
Public
speed.
domain.
It's like a high speed camera. Like it's like because you see his belly go like, and it's like it doesn't look. I mean, he looks like a large man, but does he really look like someone whose wheelhouse is getting shot? You know, like he doesn't. I wonder if they're just like it was basically just like a. You know, they put a little bit of explosive behind a cannonball because they were really excited about the camera.
Yeah.
Like it was like a Mythbusters thing. Like I wouldn't want your belly like jiggle.
I heard that he's actually laying on a table and they drop the bowling ball on his stomach.
It was the first use of green screen.
Yeah. Oh, how do you practice for that? How do you warm up? Do you think they just started with like a small cannonball and just worked their way up, or how do you practice? Do you just say, here's a wacky idea? Look at that cannon. How about you shoot me? Let me take my shirt off first. He took his shirt off. Why are you taking his shirt off? Like we're gonna go. You probably got some cardboard underneath there.
What was I thinking about? There was something that I was watching, and it was like, how do you practice this without dying? And I can't remember what it was. Tightrope walking, you get the net underneath you.
Yeah,
so
that's
if
a good
you fall
practice,
off, you don't die.
Train eating.
You could probably use a thicker rope. It probably starts as like the rope is like as thick as like a barrel. Like you just.
Here's it. 2 ropes.
2 ropes.
Start with 2 ropes.
They probably start you on 2 ropes.
Yeah.
Remember that guy that French guy that walked between the World Trade Center? And just went up there and just did it.
Yeah, after he stepped on a nail.
How the fuck did this? I don't understand. If the wind blows, you're just dead.
Yeah, I don't get that. It just
wasn't
seems
a
like why bother?
wasn't a windy day.
And then they use it. And then their solution to that is they bring out a giant stick. That's like isn't this just making problems to solve? Like if you lose the stick, because like what do you do with the stick? Oh well, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Well, I would lose the stick, but I guess that's why I'm not a tightrope walker.
No.
I'm just a fucking thin, alpha-necked, Death Valley T-shirt, booze swilling cowboy.
Yeah. What, Spencer? What have you been doing lately? Doing anything lately?
Oh yeah, I was at Comic Con.
Did you get recognized?
Yay, I got recognized. It's weird. I clocked how many times I got recognized and how many times I just got like a, hey, how long you been growing that beard? And it was like about the same, which is interesting
How
many times of each?
About 6 on the highest day.
Like you're like a human beard.
Yeah.
You're interchangeable with your beard. Yeah.
It's so strange. Like people really just go, oh yeah, a beard. That's something I'm allowed to like talk to you about.
Except, can I give you a little cynical fame 101? Straight from the cynical heartland.
Yeah.
About 30% of those people that are talking to you about your beard, they know what's up.
They know what's up.
Oh yeah.
They're playing it stealth because they're like, oh, I don't want to be a fan.
I would
that would be interesting.
So they'll buy you a drink, and then they'll talk to you about the economy. And then on their way out, they'll be like, by the way, big fan. What? You fucker?
Yeah. I thought you were a nice person.
You know how, like, Patton Oswalt and like, Bryan Cranston, like, they wear the mask and they walk through so they can be with the people in the Comic-Con? I'd love to see Spencer put on just a mask with the beard and not change anything else. I think you would still be recognizable, like if you're dressed as like Ghost Rider.
Did you see Mark Hamill dressed as a stormtrooper? And I thought that was cute.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh. It's funny because he referenced, like, you know, he's like, I know I'm a little short for this costume. It's cute.
He referenced
Mark
that.
Hamill.
He referenced that.
He referenced the line from Star Wars where he introduced Princess Leia.
He just kept saying that over and over again?
No, he's in his Instagram
I know, I'm short for a
caption.
stormtrooper. I mean, that's asking to be going, you're out. Get out.
I like Mark Hamill. I don't know if I ever mentioned this on this podcast, but I like when we were, I think I must have, when we were doing a Community and we were picking, like, you know, we ended up with Luis Guzman as the statue in the courtyard. And we were going through people like, well, there should be a statue of someone in the courtyard. I must have talked about this. And
I don't remember
one of the people was, the proposals was, what about Mark Hamill? Because he's like, it's like, he's Luke Skywalker, but he's Mark Hamill, and like, what if he was like the kind of like statue? He was the most famous alumnus of the of Greendale, and I sent him an email, or I don't think I sent him an email. I think the charming thing was that I got a hand typed letter from him in response to a casting director reaching out to him. So I was the schmuck, the cigar chomping, get me Mark Hamill, and got this like lovingly crafted letter from Mark Hamill that was like, dear Dan Harmon, pleased to meet you. I'm Mark Hamill, and I shit my pants and then keep reading the letter. And he's like, I'm so flattered. I got the script. It's very funny, but, you know, I think we both know the joke's on me a little bit. Like, he wasn't defensive about it. It wasn't like Gene Simmons' interview with Terry Gross. It was like Mark Hamill, like, he kind of called us on it. He was sort of like, yeah, the joke is kind of like I'm a schnook, you know, like, and it's, I do agree it's funny, but also, like, I kind of like, I'm not ready to just be like that yet or something like that. He explained it very concisely and very politely and empathically, and then was like, also, I'm a director, so if you want to give me a serious job, you fucking asshole. And I was actually, this Mark Hamill wrote me a letter.
Did you save it? Yeah, come on.
You know, you move.
You meet people, you say hello, you say goodbye, yada, yada, you know?
Our first guest is just sort of a surprise. I found this kid, like, out in the alley. Like L.A. is, like, it's a wasteland of talent. Like,
too much.
People come here. They come here on a carpet of dreams. They sell the carpet.
They sell shoes.
They got some dream shakens left over.
They sell watermelon on the side of the road, fruits and vegetables.
You've seen these people, yeah.
You've seen these people selling things.
Let's bring out this poor kid, Jeff Davis.
Jeff Davis.
So Jeff, I heard this terrible story out in the alley. Like, he's just had vocal surgery, so he's drinking hot tea, and he can't talk that much yet. So that's why he's not. Normally, I just make a kid from the alley a comptroller.
You did.
I'm just here to listen tonight, Dan.
Okay. So
you got to eat that mic.
Yeah.
I'm already paying for myself, Dan.
Can we hear a little bit about? I've never known a human being. So Jeff is.
I've never known a human being. I've only known lizards and crustaceans. I only know ghosts and minotaurs. I've never known a human being. You, sir, will be his first human being. Make it good.
what is it like to not be able to talk for 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
It was 2 weeks of total vocal silence.
What did you have on
I had a polyp on one of my left vocal fold, and it was a tiny little pea, like not even a pea shape. Like if a pea grew peas, that's what the pea would look like. And it was a very tiny little thing, and I had some doctors go down my throat, and they were very good, and I was like asleep for like an hour and a half, and they...
Did you wake up during and see if they were talking shit about you?
I woke up, and I was just covered in dicks and balls drawings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rob woke up during his colonoscopy.
How did you pronounce that? Colin?
When he cut open your colon.
Didn't you go in with Colin Hanks and get an endoscopy?
Yeah.
That's a colonoscopy when they start with him.
Yeah. I go, this
Even though it's his throat, it's a colonoscopy.
I don't think my insurance is going to cover this.
You kind of sounded like Colin Hanks when you said that.
I sounded who?
I don't think this insurance is going to cover. You kind of sounded like Colin Hanks.
I wasn't trying to.
No, that's good.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm doing a terrible job.
Rob woke up during his colonoscopy, and
We've already told this.
All right. Well, yeah, we told every story all the time. What do you? We got a couple things that we haven't talked about.
Keep talking.
One is a shooting, and
Actually,
and the other is a dear friend that departed.
Since I couldn't talk...
I threw up on my groceries. Go ahead.
I'm not going to be able to butt in tonight, you guys. You guys do all the talking. I was just going to say that since I was able to talk, this amazing story happened to me, which I cannot tell you because I'm on vocal rest.
I really hope it doesn't get church in trouble because I heard, because it's such a funny joke, that I think it got to Dino, and then Dino told it to me. Dino said, church says that even though Jeff can't talk at all, he still figures out ways to interrupt her.
It's because I'm a showman.
Speaking of the glass ceiling and alpha neck, you got is that the glass ceiling?
Here, put it on.
It looks so practical. I always imagined it being more oppressive. Oh, it's like you can wear it like a helmet.
Bad will happen. This is. Oh, Mr. Banks, expect you to die. Does this sound as cool as it sounds?
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Rob's holding a plexiglass container on his head.
I was gonna say, speaking of.
Oh, it's a trash can.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but why don't I just bring her out? And I want to bring her out in. It's my chance to do my Don Pardo impression. He was an announcer in the 70s on SNL. Please welcome Laraine Newman.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
It's been a rough week.
It has, yeah.
We were talking backstage about I hazarded a guess, but without realizing that, of course, you knew him because you were on Metalocalypse, that we lost our friend John Schnepp. I don't know how many of you are familiar with him. We're in L.A. It's just, what kind of host brings you out and then just drops that on you? I don't know. How are you doing?
Happy days. I'm doing great.
Okay, so let's talk about our dead friend.
Now.
Okay, no, I just like I wanted to eulogize him a little bit because I always feel like sociopathic when I don't know. Like I remember the color of the floor when I found out that he had just boom, like crazy stroke.
Yeah, it does feel like life turns on a dime. Because I was just saying that I saw Hereditary with him 3 weeks ago.
And then you just, there's this tremendous guilt. Now you're talking about someone in the past tense, but I think it's just everything about it feels awful. So I don't know what I thought that was podcasting dynamite, but I also don't know what my job is. But just because I see people's Instagrams and stuff, and I just wanted to lend our voice to his
I think
eulogy.
that there's some people when they die, it's like, yeah. But with him, you can't.
I think that's important to acknowledge.
You
You're
can't
right.
believe
Yeah.
it. I can't believe that he passed away. He was so, just vibrant and, but so that's, I think, the difference.
He was such a, I think he epitomized workaholism, right? This is a city driven by workaholics, and I'm trying to get over that in therapy, but like John was both cautionary tale and role model, and he just kept working, and he just loved sitting in front of his Avid and like making crazy shit, and like every anecdote about him, from Adult Swim to everywhere else he's worked as like an editor, it's every anecdote is about coming into the office at 9 a.m. and he's been there all night and he's created some ridiculous, elaborate thing that they can't even use in the show.
He's a consummate artist. Really, he really lived to create art.
We love you, John. I hope you're listening. I hope that's how the universe works. Unless that's all it is. Unless you're just vapor and you have to
just
listen.
People listening to podcasts.
That's awful. Then sign me up for atheism.
Yeah,
if it's just listening to shit in your local area for forever.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the whole planet goes away, and you're just like, hello.
Yeah.
And you can't even hear the other people. You can't even look forward to your friends.
Or you only just get the intros to the podcast. Just the intros where people vamp for 20 minutes and you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, so we don't know what that's like at all here at Harmontown.
On the off chance that you're listening, John, I guess part and parcel of it is it's narcissistic to feel guilty about like, oh, I didn't talk to you enough, I wasn't close enough, and all that stuff. But whatever.
I don't think it's narcissistic. It's just kind of regret.
Yeah.
That we don't value people while they're here. No, I'm totally kidding, and it really wasn't worth it.
Well, if you if you weren't kidding, what would you have meant? Would that have been a dire warning to me, or a? Or
I know things, Dan. I know things.
It sounded like a threat.
I think she was saying that you didn't value John while he was here, and that's your giant blunder in life.
Yeah, I have a feeling I make that blunder with just about everybody. Rob certainly, there he goes.
No, I've just learned to appreciate, I'll just think of someone, and I'll text them that I'm thinking of them. And that in itself,
you text the memory of them?
Not to him.
Not.
No,
I thought you meant, okay.
In terms of, acknowledging people while they're here. I think it's just so nice to do that now. And
Your texts are usually you up?
Right. Just to you, honey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have started a new policy. I do that because the positive version of your friends unexpectedly passing is in this town. Your friends blow up. They become super famous. They're like on the cover of Time magazine or something one day, and the other day you were like having coffee with them, and I feel like our instinct, probably not yours. You seem like you're more grounded.
Oh, I'm a saint.
But my instinct used to be like, well, they don't want to, last thing they need is some schlub texting them and saying, remember it back here?
Yeah, but that's so valuable to them.
Yeah, and it's also what if they get nominated for something or something? It's like the idea that they don't want you to, that's so narcissistic. That's just ego. They don't want to hear me say good job on that music video.
It's afraid of being vulnerable.
Yeah, because you don't want the silence to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think any chance to acknowledge people and your appreciation of their work is not wasted, and it's not about you. You don't look foolish. You don't look. You're not open to some sort of, put down just because you've acknowledged, a congratulations to someone or something like that.
Do you have you coped with? Hey, whatever. Have you? Well, you're like, I'm carving out your grim, like Dan. You've given me a sandbox of cat turds to play with. I made Xanadu, and now you're gonna knock it over when they're like, good job.
All I'm trying to say is, don't be too cool to let people know that you appreciate them.
Yeah, and I just got that now.
So I can.
Just 6 months I got that.
So I could start texting you again?
Yeah, it's nice to hear from you. So, yeah.
It'd be good to hear.
I'm warming up to you. I told you at the top of the show.
Am I on mute? Did you mute my handle?
No.
You are so busted.
Have you? Where are you at with mortality? I'm sorry, I keep handing you these gems.
I'm for it. I'm for mortality.
Well, that's a safe bet.
I'm 4 days away.
I just kind of, do you?
Like, I can't talk a lot, so my jokes have to be short and stupid.
Where am I with mortality?
Yeah, do you push it to the?
I have complete denial about it.
Oh, good. That's refreshing. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to get old, even though I hurt like hell
Fantastic.
every morning. And what could that be? What's wrong? Oh, you're old.
You know what? Can we enter a unique friendship where we back each other up on this? You're never going to die, Laraine Newman. I fucking got your back. Like now lie to me and let's be just best friends about this.
We're going to be the ones, the exceptions.
Because, science, every day, science. With the science. And what a joy it would be to hang out here forever.
At Dynasty Typewriter?
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. That's an interesting question. Would you accept immortality if you could, within a perimeter of 500 feet? If you could be like, I'm going to live forever, but everyone has to come visit me.
Yes, but I'm at Bevmo.
And they're like pushing the decision on you. Like, this offer is available for the next 14 minutes. Either you're going to die of prostate cancer at a random time, or you're going to live forever here at Bevmo.
Within 500 feet, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like hell.
I think you would pass it up, right? You'd go like, okay, I've seen enough movies to know.
Haven't you seen the vampires? They get tired.
Yeah.
They get bored. They get lonely. They're tired of seeing people they love get old and die.
I would want to ask, can I kill myself? To the person. Because I don't know if vampires can they?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys.
They just walk outside.
Well, yeah, if they can't, they just go, yeah. Yeah, if vampires couldn't commit suicide, then the sunlight thing wouldn't be, yeah.
Yeah.
Because anytime someone dragged them out into sunlight, they could just go, my idea.
Yeah.
And then they'd be proof against
I want this. I want it, Van Helsing.
I think this is great.
You're not cool.
Is there? I don't watch enough like vampire stuff, but do vampires commit suicide by walking outside? Is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then I mean, the whole lore has gotten so blown up that they can reconstitute themselves. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
They just don't die.
Sounds like somebody
Did you
has
watch The Strain?
daughters.
The Strain? Did you see The Strain?
No, I didn't see The Strain.
Oh God, it was anybody? The Strain?
That was crazy.
Hey, Laraine, have you watched Blade?
Blade? Yeah, I love Blade.
Pretty fucking badass, right?
Yeah, it's great.
He walks around in the day. He's the day walker.
Because he's half human. He's half human.
Can you do for me, Rob, because you're comptroller?
Oh my God.
Would you please do your Chris Christopherson as was his name Whistler?
Whistler.
Yeah. Whistler. Can you give me one line as Chris Christopherson as Blade's sidekick in Blade?
Well, I can't imagine what line that would be.
Did I catch you fuckers at a bad time?
Yeah. What movie was it that I saw?
Blade. It was from Blade.
I saw two vampire. I think it was like a vampire couple, and they held hands and they sat on a beach and they watched the sunrise together, and because they wanted to die.
God, was it that one with
Stephen Dorff? No, not Stephen Dorff.
That's Blade.
That's Blade. And that's the one with Wesley Snipes. Thank you. Sorry, what? Only lovers left alive. Is that
the
Cinemax?
one with Tilda Swinton and yeah.
Okay, maybe I saw. I mean, I've seen a lot of crap. Like I might have forgot the title, but. And it might have happened in two vampire movies. What was the one where what's his name? Stephen, the other guy. He was
Deacon Frost.
What? No, the other guy, the guy, and he's in the. Wait, is it also Steven Dorff? Like, he's in a vampire movie where in the future everyone's a vampire.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Day Trippers.
Daybreak.
Yes.
Who's that? Who's that guy?
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
He's
Sorry,
Stephen
Ethan.
Hawke.
Stephen Dorff and Ethan Hawke are easy to confuse.
Yeah, I mean, and I think they'd both be flattered by that.
Yes.
I think they'd both simultaneously
I think-
that's what I'm going for. And then they go, ha, ha.
I think Steven Dorff gets the better of that deal.
I agree.
Shots,
right?
shots
Oh, yeah.
fired
Yeah, fuck that guy.
against Steven Dorff. Okay. Just
I've
making sure.
got no vampire in this race. I don't really.
Well,
care.
in that movie, we learn that you can be cured of vampirism because if you daylight will kill you, but no one ever thought of this. If you drive a car really fast and then you smash through the windshield into daylight, but shortly after, while you're still on fire, you land in water, you're cured.
What?
That's the first thing I would
No.
try.
No, that's the
What?
first thing every vampire would ever try.
What? I haven't seen this movie.
That's called science.
That's
Everyday
It turns out
science.
curing vampirism easier than escaping killer bees. There's shit you're not even allowed to do when you're running for bees that you can do if you're a dying vampire that'll give you immortality or mortality, I guess is what they're after.
What does the car and the windshield have to do with helping?
yeah. Why's it got to have a windshield involved? Why
It's
can't
a
you?
future where vampires drive around during the day and they have like blackout
UV blackout
Teslas
cars.
that like you only use the cameras to get around, so you can go meet mortals under a tree in the shade and hatch schemes. But then the vampire cops who have like head to toe body armor to shield them from the sun will come out and go Furies. But then he finds out quite on accident. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Finds out on accident.
There's a show called iZombie, which I really loved, where somebody got cured of being a zombie. Do you remember that?
What is it?
I don't know how they did it.
You got to be in the trunk of that car when a vampire.
Exactly.
Have you seen Santa Clarita Diet? You ever watch that?
I tried.
Yeah. Well,
Should I give it another shot?
Yeah, well, here, can I tell you, I'm a snob. The pilot, I was like, yay, and but then like, Cody was up for a job on it, so she was to watch the whole season, and I was just
Okay.
like, my hands were tied. That shit got funny. Like it just got really like the characters got really funny.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I got something to watch.
I'm excited too.
Why are
I always judge shows too early. I judge them by their
yeah,
first
me
season and
too.
their pilot.
I
and
stopped
I'm like,
watching Preacher for that reason.
Mr.
Preacher?
Robot, I was like, you mean Fight Club? Please.
Yeah.
And then I walked away, and then I hear everybody going, what the fuck's going on over here, Mr. Robot? Mr. Robot. I'm like, come on, that Fight Club show. Turns out that's what they were doing on purpose or something. Fargo, I watched the first one. I was like, you're just doing Fargo. More like Farg you. I turned it off. Never watched again.
No, really? You
Season
haven't
2 comes
watched-
around. Oh, Fargo.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to give it a shot.
Yeah, all right. Well, too late now. Still haven't seen Atlanta. Still.
Atlanta, you haven't seen?
No, I'm the worst.
Well,
It's-
I've seen it in Emmy submissions, and it's great. But I don't watch it. I like crime drama and horror.
Crime. What about crime nonfiction? Forensic Files.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What kind of horror?
Everything except kind of found footage.
Yeah, not
Found
into
footage
that.
is just,
Boring.
Did you see that sound boogans?
Pardon me?
I call it the sound boogans. That in
Quiet-
a quiet place.
Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place.
Where they got
Yes,
the
I did.
They got the sound boogans running around.
I saw Sound Boogans. Yeah.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, if I could definitely see why everyone on Earth that told me it was the best movie ever said that is because everyone on Earth hadn't told them it was the best movie ever.
I just like saying sound boogans. My doctor told me that's one of the nicest sounds you can say when you're recovering from vocal surgery.
Cellar door.
Sound boogans. Stairway nail.
So what about Hereditary, everybody? What do you think?
I haven't seen Hereditary yet,
I heard
but
it
I hear
was-
it's.
I heard it was fucked up.
Wow. Have you seen it?
No.
I recommend
I
it.
didn't mean to sound so meow. I sounded like a puppet on some show teaching you manners. Meow. I'm Daniel Crabtree.
It's, you know what's amazing about it is once you realize what the story is, it's like, oh, well, movies about this have been made before, but not like this.
Is this a movie or a show? Hereditary.
The Hereditary is a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess don't spoil it.
Come on, who likes that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who hates that movie? Who? One guy.
Oh, one guy. That's fair.
Laraine, do you like Pinhead?
In Hellraiser?
Yeah.
I hate the Clive Barker stuff.
Oh.
It bores me to death.
Oh, even the first Pinhead?
Well, I never got past that one.
Well, here's the trick that's on you, Laraine. When you watch a Clive Barker movie and you hate it, your suffering is your pleasure.
Yeah.
That's what he wants.
I got that far.
No eye rolls,
I know that
please.
reference.
It's a waste of good suffering.
Everything opposite will be opposite too. What you call torture, I call a chicken parm sandwich. Chains in my flesh, such ecstasy. What? What are you talking about,
Ryan,
Jack?
when we were on Ghosted, like Ryan Ridley and I would giggle, like we would do impressions of Pinhead as done by Ted Knight. So it would be like,
Oh, this is a biggie.
it'd be just like, we'll tear your soul apart, Monroe, you know, that kind of stuff.
Nobody here knows who you're talking about.
Ted Knight. Thank you.
Yeah.
The only 55-year-old on the
Frank
show.
Knight is in the house.
When was he knighted? Dumb. All right.
No, that was good.
Look, secret to dad jokes. You don't have to have a kid. You turn 45 and they start fucking. I just make puns all day lately. It's like a rash.
Do you read signs too?
Read
out loud in the car?
Yeah. And then twist them into puns like custard yogurt. More like like.
No, dads don't get that far.
No, they just go like, they just be driving around and they go, norms.
Exactly. Chick-fil-A.
Dollar General.
Maybe not by myself, but I'm assuming there's someone else in the car.
Coos Hardware.
They really be like that, though. Dads. It's true.
What were you telling me about the James Franklin Jamestown thing?
Well, here's another reference nobody will know. Does anybody know who Lucille Ball was?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, her hometown is Jamestown, upstate New York, Buffalo. And they approached her when she was still living, obviously, and said, we want to do a museum dedicated to you. And she said, I would much prefer if you do a museum celebrating comedy.
Wow.
So the National Comedy Center was built. They started on it 8 years ago, and I took a tour a week ago, and it is mind-blowing. It is out. If anybody's a comedy nerd, you will weep. It's absolutely Mecca.
What town in New York is that? Like a bigger town is Jamestown near?
I don't know because I am from the West Coast and I do not know my way around there.
I'm going to be up there not too long.
Buffalo is the biggest.
Yeah, I'll be near there. I'd like to go see that.
Oh, you got to check it out. Yeah, and there's a big opening.
It's funny, Harmontown was never asked to.
Pardon me?
To contribute.
We still haven't been inducted.
Yeah. I mean, this chair alone, like.
Yeah, I got a Harmontown question. As I normally sort of, these stools suck.
Yeah. They're the worst.
These are so uncomfortable.
I've been saying it for years, and they're still here.
Well, what do you say? We're guests here. It's a fine theater. You want us to start asking for? We'd have to provide our own.
I feel like we brought these chairs.
Yes, because they were at the castle.
And then you cut to just these really comfortable chairs in the alley that we threw out.
That's awesome.
Laraine Newman.
Conehead stories, go.
Conehead stories, go.
Okay. All right.
This one's called Conehead stories. Take it away.
Okay, well, one time we wanted to kill off the Coneheads and send them back to Remulax, so we did some actual outside filming where Dan Aykroyd, Jane Curtin, and I were in a convertible, of course. And we were just driving around, I think, New Jersey or something. And the thing that they attached the cone with was something that's not used anymore called spirit gum. And we'd only been in it for like 5 minutes when we did a sketch, but this was like several hours, and it started to burn like fuck, you know? And I don't know, I think I'm not speaking out of school when I say that Danny and Jane smoked weed to deal with the pain.
They can take the hit. Their careers can take it.
Yeah.
I think TMZ is here tonight. That's probably whose phone rang.
Oh, dear God. Well,
But
you
Dan
know,
and Jane can take it.
yeah, I mean, Jane is still waters run
I
deep.
heard he
She's
called
so
her an
great.
ignorant slut once.
He did. But I mean, when the Stones,
TMZ out to the street.
when the Rolling Stones hosted our show, Jane Curtin's dressing room was next to mine, and I remember opening the door, and Jane was in a bathrobe and curlers smoking, and Mick Jagger was there, just the two of them. Okay? It's like he should be in my dressing room. Why is he?
You know what hasn't
cool.
sunk in for
She's
me is
very
that it's
cool.
just legal now. Isn't it just legal? It's sort of like in this whole fracas. Like, I mean, I had a
Weed,
medical
yeah.
card, and I would go talk to the guy with the ponytail and the stethoscope, and like pretend I had sleep apnea.
You know, it's not legal in New York.
It
Because my older child was complaining. She wanted some edibles. She was freaking out because she had bed bugs. And she was sure that she was finding them all over the house. It was kind of like coke bugs.
Right.
But she said, God, I could use some edibles. I said, go out and get some. She said, it's illegal in New York. And I had no idea.
Huh. Because you're like, it always seemed legal when I was your age.
Exactly. Exactly. What's the
Mom!
problem?
I think we got a little sidetracked from the Conehead story.
Did you ever keep shit? Is the cone hollow? Is
It
the
is-
on the cone head?
Well, it's not hollow, but it is firm and
I've officially become Regis Philbin, by the way.
I don't remember.
What do you put in there?
Is the cone hollow? You put things in there, Scotch tape. I put an omelet. Ah!
Was there another act to the spirit gum story when you were all burning to death?
That was it. You know, we did need to pump gas at one point, which was fun.
Do you remember back when the Conehead movie was coming out, and we at Comedy Sports had to wear Coneheads, and we played the game Dr. Conehead because
That's
we were
right.
The Comedy Sports was hoping we would get on a local commercial.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that?
That was so sad.
Tell that story.
Tell.
Like Paramount did the Coneheads movie. And the part of the promotion was that they sent Coneheads. I mean, I'm kind of just repeating what you said, but we worked in comedy
Well, you know,
sports.
like back in the they do
But it
that,
was like-
that
it was-
the commercials where they would go, "We loved it," or
Yeah,
"That
and
was
everyone's
great."
wearing a
Yeah.
cone head or something. And so our comedy club took it. They were like, "Oh, that means that we could get some promotion." Like, no, they're not. That's so sad that
But
we perverted our show to like instead of we used to play Dr. Know-It-All, you know, that theater sports game, or Mr. Know-It-All, where you do 3 people and then you answer one word at a time. Yeah. Let's do a round. Hey, somebody ask a question. I heard, why is the sky blue? You fucking slowpokes. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what the fucking question is. The
Sky.
Is
blue.
Okay. I'm
Oh
not
shit!
done.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Go ahead. No. Why?
All right, well,
why
you get
would,
the idea.
Why would you go from here to here? It's my fault. You go. You go.
I was thinking of you as the referee.
All right. Okay.
He's going to get the suggestions from the audience.
Anyways, so our little improv troupe, like
Died a rat's
they
death.
changed the name for that 6-month period to Dr. Conehead, so we all had to wear Coneheads because the idea was that that we could send the tapes that they religiously taped every show from the back of the sound
And we
booth.
hated
You know
it.
how good those tapes look.
We
The
hated
VHS
doing
tape
that.
in a black box theater.
Yeah.
Where was this done?
Milwaukee.
Oh.
And we hated it, and
thought it was
so we
LA.
would go out of our way to screw it up, so the footage would be unusable.
Yeah.
Diabolical.
I can't remember what we did. What did you wear the comb
I don't
on?
know.
Or?
I think it was just like just doing terrible. I mean, like soon after that, you and I were not allowed on stage together.
Yeah. Yeah. Rob and I were forbidden to be on stage together. It's kind of a fun part of our friendship. I guess like we were too powerful comedically. That's how we chose to look at it.
Somebody might burst into flames.
Yeah, comedy fire. Yeah.
Do you have any when you were doing like just improv what stuff were you doing before SNL? Like what kind of crazy stuff do you remember?
I was part of this improv workshop, and from that workshop we formed the Groundlings. Oh, really? Yeah.
You were a foundling.
I'm a foundling.
Who's in your troupe?
Okay, here's the original people, and nobody here is going to know who these people are. Tim Matheson.
Yes.
Pat Morita.
Yeah.
Jack Sue.
Don't know that.
Oh, okay.
And Valerie Curtin, who was married to Barry Levinson and his writing partner at the time. And she's also Jane's cousin. Because, everything's connected. And I guess, I don't think you'd know the other people, but a lot of them turned out to be showrunners in the 80s and 90s. Yeah.
And Lorne kind of came and saw you and scooped you up, or what happened?
Yeah, he saw me. I was doing characters, and he came with Lily Tomlin. He was producing her special. They hired me for that. And then later, Lorne came back and saw me doing new characters and new material and hired me for SNL.
What characters were you doing?
And let's see one of them.
Was there anything that we might recognize, or was it all new stuff?
I was doing the Valley Girl, Sherry the Stewardess. Yeah. The Swedish cookie lady who did one appearance on SNL. An angry Jewish poetess named Sarah Lynn who had one appearance on SNL. Alice, who, her mundane existence, she thought was really weird. One appearance on SNL.
And then Emily Conehead.
Yes.
37.
Yeah.
All right.
I got 1 million of them.
That's amazing. How was Lily Tomlin?
She was great. This was in the 70s, and, tapings can go on forever. We went till 3 a.m, and she was out there doing stand-up to keep the audience going. I really admired that so much.
Well, now I'm confused about that. You're talking about SNL? So
no, this was a Lily Tomlin special.
Oh, you did, okay. You were Lauren came and scouted you from the Groundlings to do the Lily Tomlin
They
special.
actually were looking for men, but they hired me.
That is a double achievement, as all you ladies know.
Who are the original Groundlings that we might know?
Archie Hahn.
Yeah, I know the name, but not know.
Oh gosh, I don't think you'd know any of them except for the people I mentioned.
My very first play, I was 4 years old. I was at the Groundlings Theater.
You're kidding?
Yeah, and Paul Rubens was doing a show, and one of his characters was Pee Wee.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and we weren't allowed to see it because apparently it was not for kids.
It wasn't. I met Paul Rubens at Cal Arts. I was there for three months. And he was an architecture student. His hair was this long, ringlets. And we did an improv show there. And then I left to join this improv group that became the Groundlings. And then when I got SNL, Paul asked me if he should go to the Groundlings. And I said, yes.
Do you still actively do improv?
Every once in a while, the alumni shows at the Groundlings, but I also do improv classes taught by this guy, Bill Steinkellner, who was a showrunner for Cheers and lots of other sitcoms.
You're taking them as a student?
As I said, it's just for fun. It's all Groundlings alumni. It's like, oh.
That is like the most fun, actually the most fun I can recall is when we were doing like workshops at Comedy Sports, because it was like you just do these crazy scenes. If you had a cool teacher, you would just do these you're in the back room of a bar at 3 p.m, and you're drinking beer, and like a scene might go for 90 minutes and just becomes and it's it's the best audience in the world, which is a bunch of other like drunk people that are like this is amazing that we do this. And
we're all very, very old, and so it's like, well, George couldn't make it; he had knee replacement. But. Yeah,
that feeling, especially like when there's nothing to lose anymore, when it's not like, oh, I hope I get into the AAA.
Yeah, but the games that Bill has created are so sophisticated and wonderful and so fun, and nothing like the Viola Spolin games. He's just like grown it to I hate using that word, exponential. But
do you find yourself going through, when you do improv and you enter a scene, do you black out? Do you because Rob and I have talked about this, like, as bad as we are at improv, like we're not like guys that you would compare to like the good long form people that we see who are like such great listeners and maybe like disciplined and all this stuff, but I don't. It's like there is this thing like where you kind of
do I black out? Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I'm a shitty improviser. I was never good. I always did character monologues at the Groundlings. I was never a good improviser.
Do you think it's because you're a bad listener or bad multitasker?
I'm slow.
Yeah.
Very slow.
You need to process, and like everybody else is like all
I'm
over.
Slow processor.
I watch the ASCAT things. Like sometimes they have me, and I'm like watching these guys, and I'm like,
God.
how on earth did they split the difference between this much crowd pleasing and this much actual discipline? I don't even know. Because also they're like denying and all this shit like that I learned as rules. It's like, oh, the only way through a scene is if you apply all these fucking rules, and then maybe something good will come out of it. But the like UCB, it's like they teach just like this like crazy, like, no, this is how you do a sketch in 3 minutes, which I guess is how they kind of rose to
That's nice for them. You know, the Groundlings do, I mean, they do really hard shows. They have a show called The Crazy Uncle Joe Show. And it's all, you know, suggestions from the audience. And what they do is they do like short little scenes, and they go back and forth in time, so they have to remember what they established and the characters they established in each scene. That's hard. That is really hard.
I find watching improv, as I do a lot of improv, it's mostly short stuff, like, you know, like gamey stuff. Watching other people do improv scares the shit out of me.
Me too.
Doing improv doesn't scare me at all. But like being in the audience, I'm sweating, I'm nervous.
Yeah, my stomach hurts, absolutely, watching other people.
You project yourself up on stage, you're like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't have done that. I'd be fucked up there. Like, I wouldn't be able to make it. But when you're up on stage, you're not really, like, you go into that blackout. You roll your eyes back and just bite like a shark.
My big limitation is I was always like a bad listener. Like
you bite like a shark, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you should be biting.
This is real improv talk, you guys.
Like I would just like wait off stage and I'd see a scene and then I'd go like, okay, I think I'll be the plumber. They're clearly, they need a plumber here. And then I got this great idea, and I come in and I just sort of like, I don't fucking like, I watch other people doing it better, like where they're like, even though they're talking, they're still listening, and they're like able to. But I think Schrab and I are in the same category. It's like, you come in as a plumber, you already decided that you're a plumber and that the reason you're a plumber is because Voltron's parked outside. And if somebody's like, hold on, I need Ben Franklin, you're like, Ben Franklin doesn't exist. There's a Voltron outside. You're like, fuck everybody. Like, I have an idea. If you just give it a chance, you'd learn. And that's maybe, I don't know if that's like a writer's mind or it's just, well, why don't I call it what it is? Bad improv.
Well, it's like in relationships where you want that person to feel heard and understood. But you're really just waiting for them to stop talking so you can go ahead and say the thing you already made up your mind you're going to say.
Yeah, which applies to life.
And that's a problem in improv. That is a problem.
And
but
in
it could
real
be
life,
the writer.
too.
Yes.
Like,
well, that's.
Yeah.
I find the secret is to come out on stage and as soon as possible make a butt or a titty or a dick joke.
Why are you leaving out farts?
You're blowing my mind, Laraine. That's that Groundlings shit.
Would you mind if we brought up my friend Steve Levy to the stage?
And Dan, speaking of Levy, I'm not allowed to talk when my voice gets tired. It's starting to get tired, so I will take my Levy as you welcome a new Levy.
All right, let's
thank
thank Jeff for coming by. And let's all welcome Jeff's replacement. No pressure, Steve Levy.
Oh, man.
The new Jeff.
Well, that is a lot of pressure. Oh, boy.
Watch this. Detonate. Oh, no.
Steve, I just wanted to...
What's going on?
What's and tell me whenever I'm being forward and
Totally.
you don't want to talk or whatever, but just your love life, what's going on? Are you dating or whatever?
You know...
Just people want to know and but we don't have to know. It's
No.
right.
Look, I'm not dating.
Just talk slowly.
Oh, I'm not dating anybody.
Why'd you make him do that?
I thought it was going to be sexy.
Oh.
Sexy.
It's good listening, too.
You know.
All right, you're not dating anybody. Okay.
It's hard out there in the streets. Look, I'm on those. I'm on those Bumbles, and I'm even on those Rayas, but...
You got on those Rayas?
I got on those
Steve
Rayas.
got into Raya. Sorry for yelling. Steve got into Raya.
What is that?
It's for famous people.
But I'm not
Steve.
famous. But, yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here. I'm on Bumble.
What? I got to get you on Raya. Do you want
That's
to be
what
on Raya?
I've been saying.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Raya is, I'll try to explain it to Laraine, because that way maybe
How do you know?
Well, I don't entirely know, so maybe we can access it if I try to explain it to Laraine. It's one of the dating apps, but it's selective for
Famous people.
You start with the baseline of famous people, but then also it could be construed as rich people. It's basically like elite people, but it also turns out to be based on some algorithm that it has to do with Instagram followers, and that's it.
So it's
No, and you also need references and to submit an application.
It's like an episode of Black Mirror.
It is. It's almost worse than that. Yeah, because it's sort of like it's. I'm sure nobody on it is complaining, but like I'm sure none of them want anyone else to know it exists because it makes such an easy target. It's just such an obscenely like elitist thing, but that would only draw derision from anyone that isn't able to get into it. You'd be like, oh my god.
Well, don't people have trouble admitting they're on a dating site to begin with?
Yeah.
Do they now? These
Yeah,
days?
I mean, this app covers it up and like pretty much it just says like connecting. It doesn't even go into like, oh, this is a dating app. It's for professionals seeking other professionals.
Is that a true thing
Like
though? Isn't being on an app? That's not a. Don't most people? You have young daughters. Like, don't they? Isn't it part of like youthful society to just like everybody's on 2 or 3 of these things? No.
They're on a lot of them, a lot of different ones, I think.
My kids.
Her daughters?
Oh no, just no people in general.
They always seem to find people without that.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe for the Newmans.
Einbinders. That's
Yeah.
their name.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Anyway, that was a conversation stopper.
No. I gotta get back.
You got to get on there because it's.
Why can't I get on?
I couldn't get any Bumble matches, but on Raya, so many matches.
Why can't I get on Raya?
Did you try?
I'm famous.
Wait,
you have to try?
let me pull some strings, you know.
Yeah, no, pull some strings.
I'll get you on that Raya.
Hey, he got me first class to Boston.
I did. Yes.
That has
I
to
did that.
cost way more money than joining an app.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan. Yes.
Didn't you say something about Raya being so exclusive that if they have to match you with people that are like all over the
it's
planet?
international. It's not just.
So you're really just
whatever city
going
you're
like,
in.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm matching with people in like Sweden, the
Hubba
UK,
hubba,
America,
another
all
famous
over
person.
America.
Oh, it's the lead singer of the Icelandic
Yeah.
rock band.
Sigur Rós,
Australian.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's hoping we hook up one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's kind of exciting talking to people from other places.
Yeah, because they're famous.
Yeah, that's why, because they're famous.
It's a guarantee.
Look, it's kind of gross. I mean,
Oh, it's exceedingly gross.
wait, I should have explained before I said, look, it's kind of gross, what I was going to say before saying it. Anyway.
Steve's dick.
So when...
Look, it's kind of gross. My dick's on there. It's webbed.
There's so like all the other dating apps, you get a profile and there's a play button and you hit the play button and there's a really nice like
Like a company logo.
Are you allowed to be telling us this? Isn't
I
this
don't
how
know.
Bruce Lee died?
it's like a picture. It's like a picture presentation with whatever song you choose, which gives you a lot of.
This sounds so terrible.
It is terrible.
I showed Spencer.
Good business is where you find it.
It's a sizzle reel.
Oil.
It's like you
News
lifting a weight.
station.
Oh, a sizzle reel for dating.
Yeah.
That is the end of civilization.
It
isn't
really
since
is.
the invention of. Remember when video dating first happened before it was. Oh,
Whoa.
Jeff might just be leaving because, yeah.
oh, there's no back door here.
Have you been back there?
We love you, Jeff.
Remember when before computer dating, it was video dating, because video, and then you'd get, I was a kid, but the idea was the modern, and everyone was like, is this gonna ruin love? It's so systematized, because you'd go to a place and then check out videos and take them into a private room and watch candidates, and then there'd just be like them against a backdrop, the same backdrop. Usually I go, my name's Maggie, and I like walks on the beach, and Jesus Christ.
Somebody posted those old videos on, I think, Facebook. They are hilarious. They really are. It's like bad family photos. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. There's a big. I was listening. Yeah, this podcast, The Illusionist. It's like a
Helen
language
Zaltzman.
podcast. Yeah.
Great podcast.
And she had like a dating app kind of, I don't know, specialist expert or something. Somebody was talking about like profiles that get swiped or whatever the fuck. It's just an interesting question, like whether you're supposed to lie to people, trick people, what the truth is, like what is charisma, what you know, like it's so primal and so ridiculous still. We got this whole new generation of kids. They're using these apps, but you can clearly, from what I'm hearing from their conversation, it's like, oh, it's just a bunch of morons doing the same things that we always did. Like, oh, it's guys thinking that if you just treat a girl mean, it'll like, she'll be like, well, who's this bruiser? And sometimes they're right accidentally, and the fucking match made in hell, and now you're gonna have a serial killer.
Did anybody, oh God, anybody watch Nikki Glazer's show? She had this bit where she would create God, let me just see if I can say this succinctly. It would be like an online dating thing, but we would see the chat. And the chat from her end would be so egregious and horrible. And the guess was, how long would the guy stay on? And it was hilarious. And isn't that a good story? Oh, God.
It is crazy, the disproportionate reality of like, like how, like your average guy and how clueless like the average guy is versus how socialized for like I'll make anything work, and also I have a million ways out of this. Like the women who are like socialized to tolerate this shit. Like you, like how early does that happen that like by 17 you can see it, like the guys are just like hammerhead sharks. I don't know if that's how hammerhead sharks work. I just picture hammerhead sharks as like beating against a boat until it sinks. Otherwise, why would you shape a shark like that? I mean,
drowning in pussy.
Shape your sharks right, bro. Talking to you, God. Chesting up with my anti-nerd neck. Shape your sharks right. What are you, a nerd god? That was bad when I said drowning in pussy, right? I couldn't resist. I had to, like.
That was so funny.
Such a great visual.
Yeah. Just the cannonball guy, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What I guess I just brought that up. I had nothing. That doesn't land anywhere. But you just like what you could
so anyway,
pull
this
any
gross
chat.
thing that I do.
Oh, you.
Yeah. I forgot to finish that.
Did I interrupt
Sorry.
you?
Yeah,
a million years ago.
Who cares? It's probably gonna suck anyway. But look, the profile, it links you to their Instagram. You can click on it. You can see if they're a cool person or not. But like the thing I always clock is how many Instagram followers they have, because they make it a requirement sort of for the app. And I'm like, oh, this person seems extra famous. Maybe I do. Maybe, you know, like I weigh that in my consideration of whether I swipe left
That is
or right.
attractive.
What do you have to put in?
Thanks, Spence.
Yeah.
Well, this app is for you, bud. I'm gonna get you right on there.
When you set up your profile, what do you have to say?
Oh, I mean, you select however many pictures you want, then you go through like essentially Spotify and pick whatever song you want.
What song did you pick?
I picked "Good Times, Bad Times" by Led Zeppelin.
Hey.
Yeah.
So you're like, what are you gonna get with me? A smorgasbord.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about it.
I'm not promising shit.
Yeah, look,
you're gonna get a human being.
Great.
Ups
Yeah.
and downs, baby.
I'm a fucking idiot. I didn't think about it like that. I just was like, you know, I want them to know I like classic rock. I'm gonna steer away from Dave Matthews, Led Zeppelin. right?
You dodged the
why
first
steer away
bullet.
from Dave Matthews now?
Is that your dirty secret?
He
Yeah,
loved-
yeah.
Well, it's not a secret.
I mean, look, it's not a secret. I'm
it's
not
dirty, but it's not
I'm not
a
in
secret.
I love them, but I don't want people judging me.
You're
based on
aware
that.
of the stigma.
Of course, there's a fucking stigma.
Spencer.
Well,
go ahead. Go, please.
At least it's not Nickelback.
Yeah.
I don't know why people bag on that band. I don't know their sound.
I don't know if I've
anything
heard.
about
I'm
it.
sure I've heard
But they're
Nickelback.
they're a punchline.
The
Yeah, I
name
know.
is-
I always hear bands like that. I'll hear the band name because I'll see a stand-up comic or something. They'll go like, "At least I'm not Husenfussen," and then I'll be like, "Boy, I'm gonna stay away from this Husenfussen." And then I'll find out 6 months later. I'm like, "I love this guy's the toe-tapping jukebox song, Husenfussen." They're the guys that did Straw Digger.
Square Pusher.
Straw Digger.
Nickelback is just a funny sounding name.
Yeah, it's like Pennywise.
That could be. It's got a bunch of K's in it.
What's that?
It is like Pennywise.
Are you a Pennywise fan since you don't like Pennywise?
And how?
Yeah. Did you like the new Pennywise?
I did.
Did you like the old Pennywise?
I did. Oh God, yeah. Tim Curry.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah, Dan. Tim Curry. Did you like that, Dan?
I thought it was a little long. The original
miniseries?
It,
Yeah.
But we always get through the whole thing whenever we watch it.
That and Langoliers. Did you like Langoliers? Langoliers. Yeah.
I think it's safe to say now because I didn't want to like I don't know. I get the so Stephen King's son, which I'm sure he does not want to be known as because he's an author.
Joe
Yeah.
Hill.
Joe Hill, great writer.
He came to the
Yeah.
Boston show, and it's like, you've met him? Have you seen a photo of him?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Dude, how dense is that Stephen King gene? It was like, how much other people do you have to add to Stephen King's cum? Before
Dilute it.
And the answer, because he brought his kids, and his kids were like, I was like, okay, now we're cooling down a little here. And Stephen King, by the way, I want to make it clear, not an ugly man. I think he's got a very curious handsomeness, and his son is like all the more rugged and
That's what I'd like to be described as, a curious, handsome.
but so specific. It's just like, oh, Stephen King. Oh my God, Stephen King. Holy shit, Stephen fucking King.
Yeah, we got to call you something different.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I just found that remarkable.
We never got to hear about the RISD. What is it called?
Raya?
Right. We never got to hear about it. We keep interrupting.
Well,
you.
Ryan,
yeah.
it sounds like it's going
What's it
either
called?
You know,
perfectly or horribly, and there's no difference.
What's
get
your
it.
video? What's the video you had to make?
I just put a bunch of pictures.
Oh.
So have you met up with anybody?
I have not, but I've spoken with a bunch of people. A lot of them live all over the world. It's hard to meet up.
That's fantastic. I love that.
But I made some new long-distance friends, which is
Hell
fine,
yeah.
right? That's nice.
I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
I guess famous people should be more poised and globalist and friendly.
Yeah.
Famous people should be more friendly.
Yeah, because their fame is their fortune.
Right.
They're like, well, I'm not gonna be famous by being grouchy towards some Icelandic guitarist. It's good practice for bigger levels of fame.
What would be your song, Dan? To best describe you in your montage.
Take Me Home by Phil Collins.
Take Me Home. How's that going?
Well, the important part of the lyrics that I would want a prospective mate to hear is,
Oh,
I can turn off my feelings like I'm turning off a light.
Oh.
yeah.
I feel like it's important to know. It
front
absolves
load that.
them of a certain amount of responsibility.
Right.
And it warns them. Okay, not as funny as I thought,
No.
because you detected more not as untrue as I would like to believe.
It is good advice.
That was the old reversal of okay. I thought it would be one of those things where
Spencer, what would your theme song be?
Dave Matthews. I think that Steve made a grave error by not going with Dave
It's too on the
Matthews.
nose.
Right.
It's too, I just, But I think yours would be that Teen Titans song. How does that one go?
There's this song, it's not funny to explain. There's a song called Night Begins to Shine. It's fun to listen to on repeat, like for 2 hours straight. It's really good.
And he's done it. I've been there.
Oh, Steve's been there.
But Spencer's version of it's great. Can you give us a little bit of it?
I don't know. Are we going to get sued?
No.
What are you...
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, no.
Just a piece
Let's
of
get sued.
Just a piece of the hook, dude.
We've done everything else on this podcast. Let's get sued.
No.
We're going to court. All right, hold on. It's Phil.
Teen Titans coming at you. Bigger than regular teens, that's true. Each of them is bigger than you and they're teens.
I'm going to fast forward.
This guy loves this song.
Night begins to shine. The night begins to shine. Shine begins to shine. The night begins to shine.
We'd be on the road, and it would be like a silence, and Spencer will just...
And this will seem loaded, Laraine, and you can lie if you want, but your 23-year-old, is she single?
She doesn't tell me.
Steve doesn't need any help. Get me on Raya.
I was
Jesus Christ.
I was trying to set you up with a Laraine Newman clone that
I'm too easy. I go off half-cocked. That's what's known about me.
I had you this close to SNL legacy.
I blew it.
All right. Well, so who was affected by this horrible shooting at Trader Joe's? Is anyone traumatized?
We were out of town.
We were out of town.
I wasn't. It happened like very close to where I live.
We were on Doug Love's Movies while this was all happening.
Nobody in the audience lost or got a loved one hurt or anything, did they?
My partner went to the other Trader Joe's at that very moment.
Whoa.
Oh.
Almost went to that one.
Your as he said, in case nobody heard, your partner went to the other Trader Joe's at that moment. So in other words, it was like a fluke,
Yeah. I was like, oh, you were at Trader Joe's. What? You must have seen the thing, but no.
and
So like,
Oh my God, I almost went to the other one.
I don't have to. All right. Yeah, I solicited it, and I mean.
It was good. It was all good. Everyone wins.
I just don't want him to feel
tonight.
bad. Well, what else do we have to accomplish?
D&D? Should we D&D?
Should we play D&D?
Yeah.
All right, Laraine, you have a choice. I don't want to put you on the spot. You can exunt, or
You're going to play D&D?
Yeah.
I'll be leaving.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it, and...
Let's all thank the fabulous and honest Laraine Newman. Thank you so much for coming. Fantastic.
I'll pass out the thing.
Oh, God.
Friend of the podcast, Laraine Newman. Who would have thought?
That was so good.
It's kind of like living in a crazy dream, Los Angeles. Like you end up rubbing elbows with the people that you watched on the Magic Box. So fun. And then after a while, you've done enough. You get tired. You start to go, this box was never magic. I was controlling it the whole time.
Okay, here we go then with the game.
Do you remember what? Oh, you weren't here the last.
I love this tradition.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
The fabulous Laraine Newman, second exit. Laraine Newman, Garrett Morris, Dan Aykroyd. We used to sit around and do that. We would do that impression.
I do that impression.
Gary Kroger. Sometimes you go into the later years.
Spence, you want to hit us?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Zach, you got that D&D music queued up? Oh, hell yeah. Spence, hit us with a recap, bro.
I think this would be your music.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but that seemed too on the nose.
This is his Dave Matthews.
Right. Last time on Harmontown, our heroes were escaping from town. After they tried to kidnap Shrove and Shrove got away, they gave up and left the town, but DJ went back to the town and got kidnapped, so the gang had to rescue them, and they did, and then they got in a fight where they found some clues that led them to find Patchin's gem. After killing some vampires, they went to go help with a fire, and then when they were helping with the fire, they caused more fire or something. I think they put out the fire and then restarted the fire.
That sounds right.
And then they made a hasty retreat, but they were followed by a couple farmers, and as they escaped, the farmers pursued them, and then they started cutting the farmers down to size. It was pretty much overkill because they were just farmers and they were poorly armed. And so then they just kind of, I think like you guys convinced them to just go away, and you were like, we're just gonna leave, and then you just kind of left. And then you got a raven telling you to go on a new mission, which you were gonna do, and then you were going towards the new mission place, and then you saw a cult, and it sounded like you were gonna attack the cult. Now, Harmontown.
What are you eating?
I forgot to take my Adderall this morning, or this shit's gonna get cray. But you know what? It tastes like attention. That's why I love
You're
it.
not going to go to bed until 4 tonight.
Well, it depends. Did I take some earlier? I can't remember.
Oh, boy.
Maybe I'll learn some new software.
Spence, the last thing that happened, was it Chad attacking the people?
Yeah,
the
but
cultists?
Chad, he's, no one's playing him right now, right? Or do you want to play Chad instead of the shambling mound, Gary?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who
Well, let's have somebody up.
What about our friend Michael Waldron? He's in the audience.
Oh, yeah, Waldron's here.
Okay.
He's white.
He just gave a look like,
Well, we got a lot of volunteers.
All right.
Wait. How do we do this fairly? Don't play on my sense of fairness.
He's blind.
What? Wait a minute. I'm hearing podcast dynamite. How blind are you?
Legally blind.
That's fair. That still
I
counts.
should make my way up there.
I got you.
You look a little like is that part of the albinism? Is that you're living with albinism?
Yeah.
All right, get up here. And someone help him.
I think the stairs are on the other side. Oh, there are stairs.
Jeez, what a hero! He just like really. I have some albino questions. Starting with, is the word albino, because I haven't, is that, how is this?
offensive.
They're two different things, but I don't get offended by it. There's too many groups getting pissed about us playing villains, and we're actually all villains.
Right. I have a friend, Victor Varnado. He was like Channel 101 guy, and he's like, he like cast as villains, like angels,
Angels
that are
or
fallen
demons.
angels.
Or pedophiles, or in suits.
So is the word? So do you think is that part? Is the suit you're wearing a beautiful pinstripe suit? Like, are you
a hitman?
I would be the shittiest hitman ever, unless it was nighttime.
Are you compensating for exotic good looks? Because you don't want because you're like, look, I'm in a fucking suit. Like respect me as a human being. Don't like.
I don't know. I just always liked them, and also it covers. They breathe more than shirts, so the sun doesn't touch as much of my skin.
Like a vampire. What's your name, by the way?
Kalen.
What's your last name?
Chase.
Well, wait.
Whoa! What? Say it together.
You just doxed him.
What?
Kalen.
Well,
Chase.
he doxed himself.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
What?
Oh, no. What? Maybe he doesn't want his first and last name. I don't know.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's on IMDb.
Yeah. See.
Okay.
See.
All right.
What?
Sorry, I worry
What,
about
you can't
people. I
say
try to
names
protect
now?
them. I don't know
you
what
very
you
much.
can do, obviously.
I'm just saying, Caitlin Chase sounds like a badass. That's it.
Thanks.
It does, Kaylin Chase.
Oh, wow.
Mr.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Chase, will you please
Do you want a drink?
dispatch
I would love one.
All right, well, let's get you a glass.
The people-
Jesus Christ.
Steve's on it.
I have followed Chad the Fire Liker a little bit, so
Oh, okay.
Hell
even
yeah.
though I
Great.
can't see what he has, I'll just ask Spencer, what I can throw at stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean Chad's out of spells right now, basically too. So it's not.
I'll just use my poise and cunning.
Yeah.
Wait, but as long as I have you, so I have this chance, because so I just want to know. The language of it all, so is it rude to call someone albino? Like in what context? And then can you tutor me? Just
So the albino is like from like that movie with Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn, where the guy with the pink eyes.
Uh-huh.
Like albinos have 20/20 vision, pink eyes, and they're a little more pale. And albinistic people usually have ocular, so I have a pigment in the front of my eyes, but I have vision problems. My eyes shake and stuff like that, but I look more normal, so it's much more funny when I bump into things and things like that. They're like, oh, I thought you were just a Scandinavian who's clumsy.
so that actually is that gets complicated. There's a minefield there, because you can be caught. So it's because it's not even like, oh, so an albino is. But it seems like with language, the key is let's not call people things.
Mm-hmm.
So calling someone an autistic is like, it's like, okay, this is
Yeah.
a bad idea. And so calling someone an albino, I would assume, is like bad. But I'm hearing that you can't say, oh, that person with albinism, because that would be you instead. And you'd be like, don't lump me in with that fucking pink eye.
Generally, if somebody's really interested, if they ask me, and I sit there like, excuse me, I'm sorry to ask, are you albino? And I'd be like, technically, yes. And if you'd like to know the reason and you have a minute, I'll tell you. But it's like most people are just like, oh, yeah, he has no pigment, and that's fine. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't mind. I'll lump myself in with them. It's just, I don't have the pink eyes and I can't drive.
It's like if you asked Worf if he was a Romulan.
I think he'd take more offense than I do, but I'm pretty easygoing, I suppose.
How often do strangers in a public place do they inquire about that?
Mostly, it's way less around here because there's so
Right.
many weirdos and just people and. But
Because if you can handle David Duchovny sitting near you
Yeah.
without acknowledging it,
Yeah.
like that. We're trained to like respect people by treating them like ghosts.
you can go most places, but yeah, anywhere in the Midwest,
It's the moms, the tourists. They'll go
Well,
like,
yeah.
"Excuse me, could you tell me?"
yeah, and then the farther east you get, they're just like, hey,
Hey, settle a bet. You an angel?
Yes.
Give me 3 wishes. Is that how angels work?
you got to rub the lamp.
How come your eyes ain't pink? You gotta rub the lamp. You check it. Yeah, you take advantage.
You gotta have
all right. Well, thank you for answering all those questions and not being like, because I know that's got to be like whatever. I don't know. It could be irritating.
Not at all.
I now go forth into the world a little more educated.
Yeah, go with the East Coast thing though. It's more funny.
By the way, I could Google it if I really had empathy, but instead I just wait and just abuse strangers in front of a microphone. But thank you for joining us. All right, so Kaylin Chase, wait.
Cool first and last name.
Yeah.
Glad we found it out.
Very
That's all
cool.
right. Now that I know he's an actor, that's fine.
Yeah, so last we left off, Chad was attacking these cultists.
Well, he certainly was announcing he was attacking and seemingly charging towards.
I have no spell, so I'd like to stop in my tracks swiftly and look back at my crew.
Oh shit! You do that. They're looking at you as if maybe for guidance or confusion.
What a false alarm.
I'd like to defer to Carlos or someone who knows more and has spells.
That's a good instinct.
They were doing aerobics? What were they doing?
They were doing aerobics, seemingly. They were very far away.
I mean, I love aerobics. We should join them.
I think that's actually, as ridiculous as your pitches usually are, compared to attacking them, I'm willing to, let's just join in.
He did aerobics with those aerobics cultists like many episodes ago.
Yeah.
Like he got all about it.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm so good at jumping jacks, you got no idea.
Do we need mats to lay down, or can we just? I mean, I'm asking. Do we need mats
To lay down?
to lay down? Like, is it dirt floor?
Are they doing yoga?
You're on a expansive plains it's like a flat part and an otherwise rolling landscape of hills and
Okay.
paths.
Do we need like mats?
I unroll my bedroll and use it as a yoga mat.
Okay.
And I stand on it and I start doing whatever moves these guys are doing.
All right, well, you're very far away, so
Oh,
you're going to have to approach them.
I pick
and
him
then-
up and I carry him over there.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, let's go.
And I say, you have to let me use your mat now.
Okay, we
Like,
could
share it
Yeah, we'll share it.
because I'm carrying you.
It's great. Just don't sweat too much, okay?
I'm
All right, well,
made out of plant.
You're a big monster, and so as you approach, the cult kind of looks at you, and they stop doing their things, and they just all kind of turn to look like.
No.
Hey, whoa.
We love what you're
He's-
doing here.
He's a good guy.
We wanna join.
He's a good man. He's a
What
good
are these
man.
moves? Teach us something.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. He's a good guy.
Are
Let's
you
get-
okay? Are you being harangued by that monster?
No,
I'm
he's my
fine.
friend.
I'm fine.
His name's
Okay.
Gary. He's a
He's
good
just a good
dude.
guy.
This guy
Okay,
just wants to
okay.
do some yoga with you guys. Let's all
Okay.
chill out.
He's not a monster. He's a good person.
What's
What?
yoga?
Good question. What are you guys doing?
Oh, we're just templifying our bodies.
We know all about that. Can we join?
Oh, yeah. Templify your bodies and purify your mind. They hand you a white robe with gold trim.
Ah,
Whoa, this is a pretty sweet little robe.
That's what they're wearing.
it's
kinda-
it's a little small on me.
It's very heavy. It feels like it's weighted.
Oh,
It's heavy.
Not like very, very heavy, but like heavier than clothes.
like
Sorry,
there
what
might
are you
be
doing,
something in
Dan?
a pocket or
Oh, well, I
something.
didn't. This sounds important.
It's like weighted.
Okay.
Is it the gold that makes it heavy?
No, it's the clothes.
So this is like extra. It's like when you're hiking and you decide to put on a weighted vest and you're just getting like a little extra,
Holding
workout.
them in your hand, it reminds you of that exactly.
Oh man.
I tie the sleeves around my waist like I'm a badass grunge guy.
It's badass. Like a grunge guy.
I put the robe on. How does it feel? Is it like
It's heavy.
no? But like, is it soft? Like, what am I working with here?
It's nice. It's not like high-grade cloth, but in terms of like robes, it's nice. Not like a fine robe, but
Like hotel bathrobe? Like what?
yeah, like a hotel no, not quite, but let's say yes.
Does it
But
have,
no.
Does it have pockets?
When does this
It
become
doesn't.
blasphemy for the church? Is
Yeah,
what I want to know.
Kalen is legally blind and he can see the social cues.
Yeah.
I'm like exercising near Chad, and I'm like, hey Chad, because honestly, I'm part of the problem too. Because
I was leaning in. I'm just like,
why are we here? I can't remember.
putting on these robes. I thought maybe information would be ideal, but now we're trying to dress like them. That seems like eventually this is going to go too far.
Do you remember why we came here?
Well, we were on our way to do a mission. There was two different ones. There was a Patchen's Gem, and then we were supposed to go from the church to the other place that's going to happen first. And now we're doing. Now we're wearing heathen
Right.
robes, and this is bad news.
Right. So
He's right.
Dude, I mean, yeah, but look, I'm getting jacked. So when we hit that mining town, I'm gonna be ready for the fight.
And I say we fuck off and go then.
But that's bad guys. You'd be fighting as bad guys. I think we're.
Well,
I
we
think
don't
we're-
want to fight the good guys.
I think we're supposed to be here. I guess I need larger clarity on what the issue is at the mining town. Like is it like an episode of Knight Rider?
You
where,
read the
like,
note again.
We reconsult the note.
Okay, I look at the note again.
Hope this note finds you well. Not in a position to reassign you, but you're being reassigned. Head to the mining town of Fonches. There's a dispute between the Miners Bureau, that is to say, the Guild of Miners, and the church's district prelate, which is to say, a guy at the church. Call it the hunch, but from what I've been hearing, you're just the man to blow up this logjam and help Fonches get back to mining.
Okay, Fonches is the guy that we're supposed to help against the union.
Fonches is the town.
Fonches is the. I call Fonchis Mr. Liberty.
We should go there. We should
And
start working out.
Right, and so it's the union that we're upset with because we're good guys.
Fuck the union.
Damn.
Darn, wow, this guy's crazy.
Where's the? This is great exercise. Where's the mine?
So one of them hands you a big kettlebell and is like, purify those abs, purify those abs.
And now we're gonna do this all day.
All right, I purify a couple abs with a kettlebell.
You feel the sin leaving your body. It's great.
Hey, does anybody know where the mines are?
Yeah, no, you were on your way there. They're just down this road you were traveling on already.
All right.
Thanks for helping us get jacked. We're gonna go head that way.
Come see our branch office in Blade Glen sometime.
What's it called?
The branch office of the Church of the Body Temple.
Hey, I like branch offices.
Hey-o.
All right.
You thought I was a monster. I'm actually hilarious.
Oh, you. That's right. You are funny.
Better
All right.
leave.
Thanks for the
Okay,
heavy
that's the last
robes.
one.
All right. Here we go. Walk, walk, walk.
I thought those
walk,
guys were
walk,
pretty
Thanks
cool.
for the sweet road.
walk, 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 walk.
All right. Well, now you see another cult. You've been walking for one more day. You're almost there, but now you see a different cult, completely different. Different robes and everything.
See, you
Let's
guys.
hide our robes real quick, just in case it's rival cults.
I mean, the punchline is you guys fucked up. You thought running into cults is so special. They grow on trees. Just random cults.
These ones aren't wearing white robes. They're wearing like black robes that have bloody colored runes on them.
They sound like cool people.
I take my robe off and I put it in my sack and I go, whoa, hey guys, can I join whatever you're doing? And that robe looks pretty freaking cool.
What the fuck?
Okay, so you're really far off again, like the last time when you're seeing this
I
cult.
pick him up and I carry him over.
Yeah.
And then I take off my white robe and I'm like, yeah. I just got done kicking the shit out of these white robe guys. Think I'll wipe my ass a little bit with this white robe because I don't like it that much. Hey, you guys look cool, huh?
Yeah.
You don't have any white robes around here because we don't like them at all.
These guys seem very busy. There's about 6 of them.
You guys
There's
look
exactly
busy,
6 of them.
huh?
Yeah, and most of them are chanting and like kind of involved in incantation that doesn't seem to involve you. They do notice your approach, and one of them who isn't chanting, he walks you over and kind of points at somewhere to stand because you seem cool.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And then
You're welcome.
And then he hands you like a big black candle.
Whoa, do we get robes?
No.
Okay, so do you want to should we take our spots there? Or?
Yeah, I got a candle.
Okay, we walk over and take our spots with these candles.
All right, well, they're chanting. It's like a ritual. You see there's all sorts of magical reagents on the floor forming a sort of spell circle or summoning ritual.
Is there some kind of detect magic real quick before this gets out of hand?
I think you might have detect magic.
Okay, good. I'd like to do that.
I'm going to say you're about 80 feet off unless you want to like define your
I'm
approach
gonna sneak up
differently. Okay.
after all that exuberance. I'm just gonna sneak behind and see if this is as bad as it sounds.
All right, you rolled with bonuses a 25, so you're real stealthing right now. So you're sneaking up. I forgot the other. What are you trying to do once you're snuck up?
I would like to detect, I don't know all the things.
Oh,
but,
yeah, okay.
I want to
You
find out
detect-
if this is really shitty or cool.
Yeah, you detect some magic, and it seems like serious demon gate opening magic.
Okay.
The kind that makes demons come to Earth.
Yeah, don't want to say that I don't have any spells out loud, but I think you already remembered that. So at this point, I was looking. Precursor. I was looking back at Carlos the Unimaginative, saying,
Yeah, we were just bonding about how we don't have any spells left.
No, so you don't either?
Yeah.
And so the guys that might have something are just doing
And
jumping
those
jacks
are the
and
guys
hanging out
that you
with cultists.
don't want.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like your style.
Yeah. By the way, Culty Town.
Yeah.
Colty Pat.
Culty world.
Yeah. It seems like it.
Nope.
I,
Look, hey, psst, get over it. Come over here.
but we're holding candles.
What are you even trying? These guys are trying to open a gate to hell. Like, we need to rest and we need to get on with our mission. What are you doing? Do you even know what you're
We're
doing?
trying to find some leads.
We're getting some sick clothes, bro.
You don't even
Yeah.
know what you're doing. Like you're playing like it's like Stardew Valley. Like you just run into people and you just fucking interact with them.
All right, fine. I go up to the guy who gave me the candle and I give it back and I said, I'm really sorry, man. It's like Stardew Valley here. And it's not what I signed up for. I hope I don't, you can I didn't light it yet, so, but, it's the Stardew Valley shit that's really bumming us out. So we're going to just, take off.
Okay.
But good luck with whatever you're doing here. It seems cool. It's just not our thing.
You see a blot of shadow widen at the center of the circle in the ground, and it forms a scar or rip in the earth, out of which a massive clawed hand thrusts itself.
Like I said, we got to get out of here.
Cliffhanger!
All right, that's it for the show. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Kaylin Chase.
Thank you so much.
Somebody
so much.
make sure. I want you escorted. Yeah. Well, no. Maybe. Yeah. Somebody get Kaylin down with glow tape.
Can we put a link to the John Schnepp GoFundMe page up on the Harmontown tweet or whatever? Because there's even though.
Yeah,
because
actually,
tremendous amount of bills that.
Also, what
that his
Laraine was
family
saying
can't
is
pay.
that John Schnepp's wife, who like her mom recently died and stuff too. So I assume there's a GoFundMe that
There's
to
a
help her out
GoFundMe
with
that I'll link. It's already linked, but I'll link it again.
Yeah,
But if-
we'll link to it again right now.
That's a
or
good
right,
reminder,
Right
thanks.
Okay,
soon.
great. Yeah, anything you can help there. The insurance is not covering. for most
Yeah,
of
we
this
miss you,
stuff.
John. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know how to cope with death. Sorry.
He's a good guy, and I'll miss him.
And we could go at any time. And there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
It should actually be an invitation. Wait for it. It builds to an amazing ending. We could die at any
No.
time. I gotta
Do we usually do stuff after?
I don't know what we do.
No.
We've
No,
done
music
350 shows. We've
Let's do
never
it.
ended
Thank
a
you,
single
Zach.
one.
Cue the music. All right.
Yay!
Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank you all for coming out to Harmontown.
Good night, folks. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much for coming out tonight.
We want to thank Zach, Nolan, Chris, Sarah, Kevin, Spencer.
Did you get any of that?
It's a good show.